Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Dante Vitagliano on the line, and he's founder and CEO over at Trailmapper. Dante, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. Great to be here.
So when I saw the show idea and show notes, I'm like, I've heard fintech, I've heard of all these other ones, this political tech, polytech. I'm a fan. I love adding the word tech to the back of any word that makes it more interesting. It's just my thing. Well, you don't judge. But that being said, I want to get into that. But before we go further down that line, let's get into what you're doing over at Trailmapper. So first, tell us a little bit more about your company, please.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to do it. So Trailmapper is our political campaign management and operations platform. Trailmapper, we like to say, is the simplest way to run a smart political campaign. We're trying to take the pain out of campaigning. Sorry, but
I'm in. I love it. Take the pain out of campaigning. I'm in. No. I love it. It's amazing. So Dante, let's go. Let's just kick it off on this, on these polytech, political tech, whatever we're going to call this tech. I'm in, number one. But number two, let's talk about first, just because I don't know that everybody listening knows this, but let's talk about old-fashioned first, campaigning, and let's talk about what campaigning looks like using Trailmapper. So let's start there.
Sure. So there's actually been a lot of innovation taking place in the political tech space, and we're relatively new to the scene. There's campaigning has changed a lot in the past couple years, even the past 5 years. The amount of innovation that has taken place is really inspiring, and it's also created a unique landscape where every campaign essentially gets to rewrite the playbook. They get to do things however they like. There's no standard model. There's no right or wrong way of doing things, and that creates a really interesting ecosystem of I guess you could think of it as little steps, and every campaign is its own startup trying to figure out their own way, raise enough money, generate enough buzz, really catch lightning in a bottle before they run out of runway, and sometimes that results in an election and somebody taking office, and other times, and more often than not, it's not a favorable result. But we have this opportunity to continually learn and test and try out new strategies and tactics, and I think that's created this entire industry of political tech companies and different strategies and approaches to trying to get people elected, and it's really interesting, and it's a lot of fun to be involved in that space.
That's awesome, and I like that. I like that analogy you make. So it's like these little startups that are, and so when you think about a business, so if a business didn't use a model or have that plan in order, then obviously it could dictate the result of the end of what happens to that business. So thinking about politics as a business, at least the campaign portion of it, thinking about like established models and ways to cut costs, do other things. That's where I mean, Trailmapper seems really interesting. So what are your plans for this going forward? Because obviously it's definitely a scalable model. It has, based on our system of government, it's never going to not be needed, right? So we're always going to be having elections.
Yeah, I'd like to say it's a recession-proof industry.
That's what I was going to say. It's going to happen.
Rightly or wrongly, these positions are mandated by law, and we have to have people that fill them, and for that reason, we have to have people who run for office. So part of what we're, big picture, trying to accomplish here is make it easier for people, for ordinary people, not necessarily established or experienced politicians, to get involved in the process. You shouldn't need to be a a political operative to be able to create a smart strategy. So we've packaged together the tools and resources that anyone could use to run an effective and efficient operation. So part of that is of course data, right? So having the data to create a smart strategic roadmap. Another part of the process, of course, is evaluating your viability, determining whether or not you're going to be able to be competitive in that race. A common framework in the startup space, of course, is the concept of a product market fit, and we hear a lot about that in the startup space. But the way we implement that concept is we call it campaign fitness, and we give our users a rubric for evaluating their own campaign fitness so that they can make an informed decision about a particular opportunity, the race that they want to run for. So instead of just flying blind, hoping for the best, doing the best you can and, being happy with or dissatisfied with the result, we give you a step-by-step process for making that determination in a more scientific way.
Man, that's amazing to think that you're literally going to, I love this, and I love the idea of political tech, because something like this can literally change the way, everything from local government to national government, long-term, or federal government can long-term be affected. Like just the fact that you don't necessarily have to have that, be institutionalized within that to run or to do other things, and other people or other leaders in their communities are able to now have that platform. Wow, that's just, it blows my mind, because it's like there will literally be upsets, other things that happen, or I shouldn't say upsets, but there will all be things there's going to be new people in office maybe wouldn't have been had you not invented and created and started Trailmapper. That's amazing. So
I appreciate that, and that's part of the idea. Yeah, that's what we'd like to do, is we'd like to empower people that wouldn't normally run to do it right. And, some upsets would be cool too. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It just depends on what side of the coin you're on that one. So some people listening right now are like, oh, now I'm going to have to deal with it. Other people listening are like, oh man, this is good. Finally, I've been waiting for this. I guess it depends on what side you're sitting on, right?
Exactly. But the way we see it, everyone deserves a shot. Everyone deserves an opportunity to make their voice heard. So
I completely agree with you, and that's one of the reasons I brought you on the show, because I wanted your voice to be heard, and I wanted Trailmapper to be heard. So that being said, Dante, if somebody is listening to this and they want more information on Trailmapper, what's the best way for them to reach out and get that?
Sure. They can check out trailmapper.io. Send me an email at Dante, D-A-N-T-E, at trailmapper.io, and I look forward to connecting with.
Man, Dante, you got me all inspired. I want to run for something. I want to do something too, but no, I'm not. I'm going to stay on this podcast, Mike. It's okay. I love it though, man. Yes. Not today. I can't. So thanks.
You already got an audience.
Really appreciate you coming on the show, and it's been awesome. And seriously, I'm excited about what you're doing at Trailmapper, and excited to see more things happen out of you and the company. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Without you, there would be no show. So definitely keep tuning in. Subscribe if you're watching this on our YouTube channel. Over on our channel, Money Matters Top Tips. Leave us some comments in the comment section. Love to hear your ideas on Trailmapper and voices being heard, and some of the groundbreaking work that Dante is doing, and political tech in general. Leave us some comments. And Dante, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you.